dame is like a ocean you never sailed before.
Love is the rudder that brings you home, sailor.
You got love trouble because you don't have enough. Me, I got love to spare.
You're gonna need it. You love them, they leave you.
Yeah. In the end, they will break your heart.
You guys must be reading my mail. I'm out.
Hello, boys. Is it my imagination, or do you all sound a little lost in the love department tonight?
Well, well, well.
Now, here's a woman that can bring a tear to a glass eye.
You got time for a friendly game of cards?
Why not? You know how I like to play games, especially the kind that last way into the morning.
You know, there's got to be 1,000 rooms like this, filled with guys who have lost at the game of love. But you know it all, don't you?
Oh, I know lots about love. But if you lugs want to learn something tonight, don't take my word for it.
Lady, what do you got?
Gentlemen, I've got the best in the business. Tonight, ABC Soap's most unforgettable love stories.
Every day, ABC Soaps present love stories that are as diverse as the characters who portray them and as timeless as the love they share. Stories of young, innocent love, or love that comes only once in a lifetime. On our soaps, there have been hundreds of love stories. We chose 10 and offered you the opportunity to pick your favorite. Tonight, relive the moments that brought these couples together or tore them apart. And find out which love story you voted as the most unforgettable of them all.
Soap operas definitely tell the best love stories.
I don't like to say that I, learned all about love from soap operas, but
I've seen some scenes on the soap opera that you wouldn't mind trying at home.
There's so many different love stories. Like, how do you choose? How do you choose which one's the best?
voting-wise, you have to pick the one that was the most unique, the one that was most expressive, the one that was the most unforgettable.
In my opinion, all the other 9 couples owe something to Luke and Laura. Tad and Dixie are my favorite.
My wife likes Jack and Brenda. See, we don't agree on that.
Sonny and Brenna, definitely.
My most unforgettable couple is Kevin and Lucy. I'm so glad Haley fell in love with Mateo.
Megan and Jake.
Max and Gabrielle.
Oh, when he looks at Nora, I'm very partial to Robin and Jason.
I was glad Cliff and Nina were there. I voted. That's it.
The Cliff and Nina story, from beginning to end, was about that kind of pure love that you feel the first time.
I was really, truly that innocent, and I really, truly believed that love could be that way. And I really, truly, I was looking for that kind of love in my own life.
The story of young love is throwing caution to the wind, risking everything.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. I love thee to the depth and breadth and height my soul can reach, when feeling out of sight for the ends of being an ideal grace.
Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken.
Cliff was a doctor in Pine Valley, a young intern, and he was doing his surgical rotation, and a young girl came in who needed an appendectomy. And Cliff didn't realize she was the wealthiest man in town's daughter.
I don't think she ever expected to fall in love. I think that she just expected to be her father's companion all of her life. I don't think that she ever really had the normal dreams that a young woman would have.
You are still recuperating from that appendectomy, darling.
But I feel fine. Don't I look fine?
You look beautiful. But then, you always do.
Nina belonged to Palmer. She was his princess. He bought her a castle. He put her in a
room upstairs. She had long blonde hair. And he didn't want to let go of that treasure.
I happen to know Dr. Warner drove you home.
Because you hate him.
Well, if he can make you lie to me, of course I do. I don't think you should see him again.
She had never had a love interest before, and here was this young man, a knight in shining armor, who comes up and whisks her away from the doldrums of being Palmer Cortland's daughter. This man reached her. Even though she was unreachable, just because he loved her so much, he was able to reach her. It made her life bloom. It made her alive. It made her human.
He woke up thinking about Nina. He went to breakfast thinking about Nina. Saw her everywhere, felt it to his soul, and I think he was an absolutely transformed person when she was in the room.
When someone loves you as much as Cliff loves Nina, it allows you to grow and to believe that you can be great.
They didn't tread carefully at all. They dove in face first. And that's the kind of love I think most people want to experience over and over again in their lives, and you only experience it once.
I love you. I love you.
I love thee freely, as men strive for right. I love thee purely, as they turn from praise. I love thee with the passion put to use in my old griefs and with my childhood's faith. I love thee with a love I seem to lose with my lost saints. I love thee with the breath, smiles, tears of all my life. And if God choose, I shall but love thee better after death. Sounds even better now.
What Nora loves best about Beau is he has a naughty twinkle in his eye. They have no fear of making fools out of themselves in front of each other, all for a good giggle and to make the other one smile. Beau?
No. My name is Don Rodriguez Cortez.
I think it's important to have a healthy sense of fantasy about who you are so that you can be free. That's your dream, fantasy of what a couple should be. You know, just I want to be me, and I want him to accept me for who I am, and having that, there they are. They're just a regular couple.
You love me?
I do.
They stick together. They like each other. They love each other, which is not always the same thing.
Beau and Nora decided to go into a dance contest. We thought it was just a little number. We find out we have to do 2 numbers, and we have to, and the music they picked out is bum, 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 bum. My problem is I'm very tall. My center of gravity is a little higher, so to do some of these moves required a lot of effort on Woods' part.
We were covered in Tiger Balm by the time we finally taped this particular episode.
Every time I went to go do hip to hip, it's me, you know, you have to go into the kip position, and that's all the stomach muscles, which I haven't used since I had children. And we got there, and all you could hear was, oh, oh, and him groaning, oh, God. And the barrel roll was, oi, 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 oi. All this groaning and stuff. We were really grateful when it was over.
I'm a little lamb who's lost in the woods, and I know I could always be good to one who'll watch over me.
Mateo told her a fairy tale, and they're living it now. He said, if you come with me, I'll take away all of this sorrow that you're feeling, and I will, you know, I'll show you another life. I'll show you my castle. The other men she was married to didn't love her, and they did not have loving relationships.
I'm not ready for this. I don't want...
Don't say no to me. I'm your husband.
She did not have a normal childhood, so she feels that that's all she's worth.
Alec and I are getting married. We've set the date.
Well, then cancel it. Stop it. Just, I mean it. Open your eyes, Haley. McIntyre is not the right guy for you.
I want to know the truth now, Alec. I want to hear all about it, how you lied to me, and how you stole from me, and exactly when did you start sleeping with my mother?
Mateo was saying, you don't need everyone's approval. You have me. I'll be all the family you need. I'll be everything for you. Mateo's opened her eyes to a world of unconditional love, unconditional understanding. He's not judgmental of her past or any mistakes that she's made.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spend the rest of my life making sure that yours is filled with nothing but happy memories.
Promise.
With all my heart.
Everything he does, rarely is it selfishly motivated. It's not like he was making a big sacrifice to be strong for her. You know, this is the man he is. You know, he knew no other way to be.
You're my heart and soul. Be my life. I promise I'll make you forget all your disappointments. I'll make you forget all your doubts. And I'll make you forget what life was like without a family. Be my family. Will you marry me?
Yes. She can look into his eyes and see them 50 years from now sitting in rocking chairs looking at pictures of their grandkids. She can see that far into the future with him.
I always considered Luke and Laura the original super couple. It just seems that all the planets kind of aligned at just the right time.
I never met anybody like you before.
And you probably never will again.
Max seduced Gabrielle at Max's bar. I love you, tell me you love me, tell me you love me. And before you know it, bang, her legs are wrapped around him in unbridled passion. They're love scenes. That's what makes them unforgettable.
Have you ever been around a couple, whether they're married or not married, who can't keep their hands off each other? And it's almost embarrassing to be around them because they really could give a damn about anybody else. For these two characters, Max and Gabrielle, it most definitely was the core of their existence.
Occasionally, you see someone and you're drawn to them like a magnet. There's usually some need within you that compels you to go into this very, very dark, scary place where you know you're going to get bashed up pretty bad, and that's pretty much what they were for each other.
You're always beautiful. But especially when you laugh, as in your nose crinkles up that way.
Would you please eat your food?
I suddenly lost my appetite.
for food?
She was so thirsty. She wanted to be drenched all the time with affection, love. The little bit that he gave, it just whet the appetite for more and more and more.
His hunger for her was strictly sexual. She obsessed. She stalked him. She married his brother just to be close to him. I told Fiona that the one thing that really sets apart a soap opera couple is a love scene. I've searched out music appropriate for where these two people were emotionally.
There was a time we thought our dream was over.
We would have the entire set where we could have everybody leave. No one could be there except absolutely essential people.
Still here we are.
It was very choreographed, in a sense, even though we had a lot working for us, naturally. Movement between two people in a love scene is critical. You don't just come together and kiss and stay there. I mean, there's a life, there's a physical life that goes on.
You had two performers who absolutely committed to the reality of the moment.
It just exploded. There's something in the stars.
I've been fortunate enough to have a lot of good love scenes with a lot of very talented women. For me, the one key has always been that I absolutely believe I'm in love with them. Fiona and I were willing to pay a very heavy price emotionally to make those kind of commitments to the scenes.
I curse the day I ever met you. You have ruined my life, and I will never forgive you.
She was desperate because she wasn't going to have the man she wanted. Unrequited love is a very sad and full emotion because you want something so badly you're willing to do anything to get it.
Max had finally decided that he was in love with Gabrielle, and she'd pretty much turned her back on the world at that point, and he was not going to take no for an answer.
You'd be so much better off without me. How much pain do you have to go through before you realize that? Please let go of me.
Passion is something that happens when two people come together that have incredible love for each other.
I'm not gonna let you go. Do you hear me? Never.
No!
Yes!
Obsession is something when two people come together that have incredible need for each other.
It's what we both need.
Yes, I need you. I love you. I always love you.
One grows and continues on, and the other feeds on itself until it dies.
This is the dirty side of romance. This relationship is very twisted, very sick, but yet extremely romantic.
I do believe that when you love somebody and when you proclaim your love to them and tell them you love them for the rest of your life.
She's the part of his heart that makes him think twice, which is what makes her so powerful. She had second thoughts about his reputation, and he was trying to say to her, look, no matter what you think of my past, it's obvious that, you know, you have feelings for me.
Do you feel like you can't catch your breath? And you think you're just about to fall?
Yeah.
And you know that no matter how far you fall, you're never going to hit the ground. That you're just so far above it. And you just keep getting higher and higher and higher. And you're afraid you're never going to come down.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it exactly. What?
It's never occurred to you, has it?
No, what? What are you talking about?
in love with me.
No. Tad's frailties and his need to be connected and his need to be loved, you know, is deeply, deeply touching. She adored him, adored him. She saw within him the best person she'd ever met in her life. When Tad slept with Liza, it destroyed Dixie. It destroyed the sacredness of their relationship. How can you build a life with somebody you're always like wondering, what are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you talking to? That's no way to live.
You want to punish me, but don't punish yourself. Don't punish Junior. I need you. And I don't want to lose you.
I already gave you everything, Tad, everything I am. I gave you my heart, my dreams, my body, my thoughts, my words. It was a gift, freely given. But you squandered it, and now it's gone.
She gets all the way into the very core of his personality or his soul and then says, I can't, I'm sorry, and walks out. There's nothing left. We both made mistakes, and we both hurt each other terribly.
I think she misses him terribly. There's an emptiness, you know, in her life without this man.
Don't I know you from someplace?
A very long time ago. Sometimes if you still love someone and it was just a matter of being able to forgive them, you still want them back.
I think definitely that Luke and Laura are soulmates. They're connected in a certain way that's too hard to explain through words. What I think Lucky has learned from his dad, from Luke, about love is being there and protecting who he loves, never backing down for the people that he loves. Luke has just shown that in every way. I mean, he'll do anything for his kid, for his wife, for anybody he loves. He'll go out of his way and put his life on the line. From his mom, I think he's learned more of a tenderness, more of a softness. And I think if he puts the balance together, it can be a very powerful thing.
I really like to name our daughter after my mother.
Leslie. Of course.
Mom, do you think we could hang a picture of Grandma in the baby's room? Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
When Lulu was born, I think that was one of the best moments. But I think it was just where the whole family just kind of felt incredibly connected. One of the main things is just seeing how his parents are always there for each other no matter what the circumstances are.
I was really naive back then. I didn't know much about anything. But the one thing that I thought I knew for sure was that you would never, ever hurt me.
I had no idea that could be so brutal. How could you do that to me? How could you say that you loved me and call me your angel and then rape me?
They can definitely survive. It has to do with each character's choice, whether they want to let down their pride, their mistakes, you know, and just kind of say, you know, this is worth it to get through this. The family and the love and the life that we've had up to this point is worth fighting for.
And when Scotty and the police kept asking me, who did this to you? Who did this to you? I wanted to say I did it.
Oh, Laura, come on.
I don't blame myself anymore. And you know why? Because you didn't. You were the only one who had a right to. And it was at at that moment that I realized maybe this didn't have to ruin everyone's lives. It felt like forgiveness to me. And that felt like something that I could give back to you.
Once you open yourself up to that point, there's no other way to go than to work through things, because you're not going to live. A part of you is going to die if this relationship doesn't last. I think that's what's kept him going.
But for God's sakes, Luke, it has been 20 years. Forgive yourself. And come home.
Erica Kane is the daytime diva of the world. She is. Erica Kane is soap opera.
It's very hard to think of the most outrageous thing that Erica Kane has ever done in the name of love.
You get out of my way. I'm getting back in the race.
Erica, what is going on? Where is Travis?
Travis couldn't make it in time, so I have to win for him.
I have to stay through my innocence.
No, if you stay, you'll die, and my life will be over. If you come with me, we'll both live. It's our only chance.
Definitely Erica wants to have it all, and she wants to have it all right now, everything. Erica is an incurable romantic. I think central to Erica's life is to be loved and to love. When Erica says I do, she means it at the time, till death do us part.
Wow, Erica Kane's full name. Erica Kane Montgomery Merrick Montgomery, I don't know.
Who else was it? I think it was about 8 or 9. Is she up to 9 now?
Oh my God, Adam Chandler. How could I forget Adam?
Well, you can name some of them. Who was she married to?
Nick.
Some of these marriages weren't legal, but it's Erica Kane, Martin Brent, Cudahy Chandler, Roy, Montgomery, Merrick. I think that's it.
Megan and Jake will live as a couple forever because she died in his arms and spent her last moment with him. She will never be with anyone else.
He got her to come out of her shell somewhat and just be who she was.
I think she kept herself very independent, and to allow someone else into her life is scary and brought up feelings that she'd never felt before.
I love you. No matter what happens, no matter what I do, I want you always to remember that my love for you is imperishable.
You said you're not good with words.
There's more.
I think that's a good one. A death do us part relationship means that no matter what, Megan and Jake would stay connected. No matter what pulled them apart, that even if they weren't together physically, that they still felt each other very much in the heart. It's that kind of spirit in life, not just on soaps, that makes people thrive, that keeps them going. Are my test results back? Is it something serious?
You have a condition called lupus.
I think the person that is dying worries more about the people they're leaving behind than they do about themselves once they've accepted that reality for themselves.
He kicked himself that he wasn't there. How would anybody feel? You're just about to start your life together, and for these ridiculous reasons, you're pulled apart.
Let me out of here! Damn it, let me out of here!
Come on. Jake, are you done now? Come on.
No, I gotta get out of here.
I know you do, and I know you're in pain, but this isn't the way.
What way is there? My wife is sick. She could be dying. What else am I supposed to do?
I think she hung on. I think she hung on, you know, for Jake.
All he ever wanted was this other piece of himself so he would feel whole. You know, it just broke my heart personally to think of that happening to me, to him, to Jake, and to these two people that were so in love.
There is nothing these two people have in common.
Kevin and Lucy are definitely two very, very different individuals, and they steadfastly hold on to their individuality.
You like potato and I like potato.
Kevin is always right. That's an irritating quality.
You like tomato and I like tomato.
Believe me, I've never in my entire life said tomato.
He's always right, and he's always logical, and he always makes sense, and he always chooses the right path. I never choose the right path, and I'm never right. Poor Lucy.
Lucy, if everyone went around fulfilling their fantasies...
Well, then they wouldn't be frustrated, would they? And you might be out of business. That's why you're feeling so threatened.
I am not in the least threatened.
Well, then stop buttoning your buttons.
No, you stop imitating an octopus. Lucy, stop it. That is enough.
Potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
I think falling in love is fun when you know you are, and you've reached a point in your life where you're willing to give into it, and I think Kevin and Lucy had reached that point.
So if you like pajamas and I like pajamas, I'll wear pajamas and give up pajamas.
So they made it a fun little cat and mouse game. Herbie and the cat.
Oh, Lucy, thank you. This is wonderful.
No, this was step one.
In a 12-step program, I hope.
The thing that stands out in my mind when they really clicked was the continuing process of trying to make love, because they knew they wanted each other very badly, and I think it took probably about 6 months to ever come to fruition.
What? You don't believe in using protection?
Hives. I'm breaking out in hives.
Hives?
Oh, Robin. Dovey, you're so fine. And I'm awfully glad you're mine. Oh, Robert Ducky, I'm very fond of you.
Whoa!
I think Kevin would like to change everything about Lucy Coe, but there's not a thing that he could possibly change about her. And then at the same time, there's nothing that he wants to change about her. All those things that aggravate him are the same things that keep him coming back for more.
There has to be something that the lovers see in each other that nobody else does, something that's secret, that's their own. And I think Robert and Stone and Robin and Jason both had that. I think there's a part of Robin that's definitely part of her mother, Anna, was always attracted to dangerous men. And I think that that kind of transcended into Robin. When you are so good and honest, you kind of have the ability to see both sides of a person. And more than someone else, Robin would give a person like Stone or Jason a chance and see into the goodness of their heart that maybe other people don't see.
For Stone, once he kind of got the feeling that Robin was there and going to take care of him, even though she was told not to, he then said, I'm going to go get the prize, you know, and she was the brass ring.
It turned into something more intense because Stone was diagnosed with AIDS.
And Robin was faced with the choice of whether or not to stick with him through it. And of course she decided to, because she was in love with him. After Stone died, Robin was, again, lost and alone, and she had to face the fact that she had HIV, and she wasn't confident about living a long and healthy life. And then Jason comes along and kind of distracted her from that.
She was the first person to really care about Jason's feelings, and that's what Jason needed. What are you gonna do? Oh gosh, what are you doing?
Close your eyes. Please,
Okay.
close your eyes.
All right.
I want you to imagine something.
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 years from now. This is our house. We live here together. And I'm a doctor. Maybe I just stop. When you love somebody, you want to be with them as completely as you can. And even though she has HIV and so hard to explain, she knew that Jason wanted to, and she wanted to. And at that point in her life, I don't think she saw any reason why it couldn't have happened.
You want to have sex?
If you want to.
I've wanted to since the first time I kissed you, Robin. She didn't want to endanger me, so it was up to her. And she decided that if we're going to be together, and I was willing to take the risk, why not? We can be as safe as possible. So, live.
Stone was wise, and he would want her to be happy, and he would embrace that, you know, definitely. You know, life continues.
When we come back, find out who you chose as ABC's most unforgettable love story.
The kid in her loves Sonny and will forever love Sonny. But the woman in her just can't go on with her life without Jax.
If you can have both, I mean, obviously that would be the perfect world.
I dare any woman to tell me that she can't love two men. Brenda, without a doubt, loves both of these men with all of her heart.
I will marry you, Michael Corinthos Jr. And I'll love you every day for the rest of our lives.
I love you.
When you feel that for the first time, it's so profound, it never goes away.
Do you know that more than anything, all I really want is for you to be okay. That's all.
It's unexplainable sometimes why two people are meant to be together, why they capture each other's hearts. Sonny left Brenda standing at the altar. No matter how much he loves her, I don't think there's really any way you can make that okay.
Sonny left Brenda to save her life. Too many people in his life had already died, and he didn't want one more to die.
I think that first love lasts forever, and Brenda will definitely never forget Sonny.
I hope you get everything I ever wanted to give you. Love. A life without fear.
I have that now.
Well, I guess we both got what we wanted. Hey.
probably the hardest thing she's ever done. I'd be lying, she would be lying, if we didn't say that having probably the most wonderful man to ever exist in her life, Jax, made it easier. I think Brenda's most memorable moments with Jax have been almost everything. He's just pure happiness for her.
I love you, Brenda. More every day. And I promise you I'll never hurt you. You have to prove yourself to me. I'll turn your life inside out to show you're loyal. I'll never scream at you. I'll never frighten you. Or hurt you knowingly in any way. You're safe with me.
It's just every single thing that every girl dreams about from childhood, you know, for your whole life.
What's Jack's love about Brenda? I think it's her spirit, her fun, the amount of fun that she has with life. This is the woman I want to be with. I think Jax and Brenda were meant to be together.
What do you feel like when you're in love?
You get that real twisty feeling in your stomach.
Physically, it feels fabulous. You cannot, like, do anything but eat, sleep, drink that person.
Even the unhappiness is a kind of happiness.
Falling in love means letting go of control.
That level of excitement is something I think is so amazing that we become junkies to it. We spend the rest of our lives chasing after it.
You learn to love the whole person, and then love becomes a commitment.
Your whole life becomes vivid technicolor, and nobody wants to turn it off.
In my life, I have someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch where my heart used to dream of, long before I knew someone warm like you would make my dreams come true, yeah. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I got love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who is